I never thought a single photo could end 10 years of silence in my own family, but that's exactly what happened the night my brother decided my privacy was his to sell. Before I get into it, drop a comment telling me where you're tuning in from today, and stick around till the end. This story gets messier before it gets better. My name is Renee, and growing up in a small town outside Denver, people assumed my family was the picture of normal. A dad who coached Little League, a mom who baked for every bake sale, a younger brother everyone adored. That part was true for a while. Then my brother Marcus was diagnosed with a heart condition at age 6, and overnight, our house became a hospital waiting room disguised as a home. I wasn't pushed away out of cruelty. I was just quietly filed under the one who's fine. Every doctor's appointment, every surgery, every scare took priority, and I learned early that asking for anything made me feel guilty.
So I stopped asking.
I babysat neighborhood kids for cash, tutored on weekends, and by 16 I was paying for my own clothes and school trips. My Aunt Diane was the only one who ever asked how I was doing instead of how Marcus was doing. I worked through college solo, no help from anyone, and built a career in financial consulting, quiet, unglamorous, but lucrative. By 28, I was managing portfolios for small business owners and had built a comfortable 7-figure cushion of my own. My family still thought I did something with spreadsheets and never asked further. Marcus, meanwhile, had recovered years ago but never outgrew the role of fragile favorite. He bounced between business ventures, a clothing line, a crypto project, a food truck, each funded partly by loans from our parents that never got repaid. When he asked me for $10,000 to relaunch his latest idea, I said no for the first time in my life. He didn't take it well. At my engagement party last spring, Marcus showed up with his laptop. To charge his phone, he said. I'd left my banking app open on my tablet on the side table while greeting guests. He found it, screenshotted my account balance, and posted it in our family group chat with a caption, "Guess who's been crying poor?" By the time I walked back inside, my mother was already reading the screenshot out loud to my fiancé's parents. My father's first words weren't congratulations or, why didn't you tell us? They were, so you can finally help your brother properly now. That sentence told me everything I needed to know about where I stood. The next few days were a blur of phone calls demanding loans, guilt trips about family loyalty, and a particularly memorable voicemail from my mother saying I owed them for not telling them sooner, as if my privacy had cost them money. Marcus posted on social media calling me secretly wealthy and selfish, and within a week, distant cousins I hadn't spoken to in years were messaging me about helping the family.
I didn't yell.
I didn't explain myself 20 times like I used to. I called my lawyer, documented the leak, and sent one calm message to the family chat. My finances are not a family resource. I won't be discussing this further. Then I left the chat. My fiancé, to his credit, didn't ask me to soften the boundary. He'd watched the whole thing unfold and simply said, "You don't owe an explanation for protecting what you built." It's been 4 months. Marcus still posts vague captions about loyalty and betrayal. My parents tell mutual friends I've changed and become cold with money. Aunt Diane is the only one who still calls, and we talk about everything except the inheritance everyone assumes I'm sitting on. I used to think family meant absorbing whatever was thrown at you and calling it love. Now I know better. Love that only shows up when there's something to gain isn't love. It's an invoice with sentimental wrapping. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done apologizing for a life I built when no one was watching. If you've ever had to choose your own peace over someone else's expectations, tell me in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next story.